Hello lovebirds, welcome back to our channel Kana Sports. This is Sophia and you know I am your host with the most. You know where we are. It's Kana Sport where you meet with real love, real talk and real people. Yes, if you've been following us on Instagram, you know there is a reel there where we spoke about narcissists and then we on Twitter where we spoke about narcissists and then we prompted you people or urged you people to come over to YouTube to see the full video, and here this is the full video dropping on that topic. Today's topic is a very interesting one. You want to sit back like I'm doing right now and relax and catch the full gist. It's a whole lot. So yes, let's dive straight into the juicy and interesting topic of today. So today we are talking about narcissists or narcissism, which is the art of being a narcissist. Narcissism, which is the art of being a narcissist, And like I said earlier, from that reel on YouTube, that this thing is actually a mental disorder. Like there is no two way you want to color it, because no human in their right senses would actually act in the way these people actually act. So I think this should help you a little bit with your view concerning them. I want you to view them with this bias. And what's the bias? The bias is these people actually need help. So these people actually need help and they're not mentally okay. We can say they're not mentally stable because this is a mental disorder. So if you get to see them with such a bias, you'd extend a little bit of grace to them. You won't react out of ignorance because this person actually needs help because this person is actually not okay. So let's get straight with it. First off, I'd like to take the definition of who or what a narcissist is, or who or what a narcissist is. So the definition we have here is a narcissist is someone with an inflated sense of self-importance. An inflated sense of self-importance. So this person, in their own mind, I told you it's a mind thing, yeah? So in their own mind, they tend to see themselves or himself or herself as the all in all, the almighty, the most beautiful, the most handsome, the most intelligent, the most smartest, very inflated sense of, self-importance, overly inflated, like where the person literally isn't, in their mind, they are there and beyond. Yes. So, and this person also has a deep need for admiration. This person wants your constant affirmations. They want to know how they look. Yes, they're very particular about their looks. Does this color suit me? If I dye my hair black, would it be fine? The way I packed it, is it nice? Stuff like this. What do you think about this shirt? What do you think about it? This is not normal. Again, let's not forget. I know you might think, but even normal humans do this, they want to know if they look good. Of course, they do it, but they do it in a controlled proportion. They do it within a circumference. They do not blow it overboard. They don't go with it overboard the way people with narcissistic personality disorder would do, So all of their things are hyper and overly extra. So they have a deep need for admiration, they have an inflated sense of self-importance, and they lack empathy. The narcissist or a narcissistic person lack empathy. They may appear very charming from the onset, of course, before you get to know them, confident and charismatic. They are the kind of people that walk into the room and you just turn like, oh, who is that person? I like his vibe. I like a vibe. That's the way they are. They're charismatic, but beneath it lies a very fragile, thin ego. So it's safe to say the charisma they put up, the confidence and all the charming attitude is a facade, a mask to cover up that's behind what or who they really are, or how they think and really act. Are you following? So this is what the definition of a narcissist is: someone with an overly inflated sense of self-importance, who has a deep need for admiration, who lacks empathy, and may appear charming, confident, and charismatic, but beneath it lies a very fragile ego. So narcissists often tend to act in this way. So narcissists often expect special treatment. Is their thing. They believe they are above everybody else, of course. So if I have that belief in my mind that I'm above everybody else, of course I should be treated better than everybody else. So they expect special treatment. And then another thing that you want to know about these people is they manipulate others for their personal gain. So you can say this, or if you're going to color this in another way, this is simply a selfish act, but like I said, it's a personality disorder and it's mental. So it's part of what or who they are. They are manipulative people, and their manipulation is solely for selfish and personal gain. Also, narcissists often lack self-awareness and accountability. They lack self-awareness and accountability, and they envy other people's success. This one is very, very correct. They feel, oh, I should be the one that should own that car. Oh, the color of that dress does not even suit her. I bet if I were the one that wore it, I would have worn it better. They envy other people's success. Why? Because you have to remember, they have a very fragile ego. They have a very low self-esteem. Beneath all those, they are charming and charismatic, outgoing, confident, bold personality they put on. It's just a mask. The real person is unsure. The real person needs validation. The real person needs your admiration, needs your affirmation, needs to know that you find him or you think of him or her as important and a very special part of your life. Do you get? Are you following what we are discussing? It's actually a real life issue, because we have people like this, for real guys, no joke, and we have people living with people like this. We even have people who have been married to people like this. Some of the marriages, are still working. They've come to find their ways around it. Perhaps the person in question decides to get help, which would be, of course, a very major relief for the partner, because nobody wants to be with somebody like this and would have them keep suffering. But the sad thing there is, most of the marriages and relationships do not work, because once their partner tends to find them out, they bail, like should be the normal response of anybody. But like I said, it's a mental disorder. It can be treated, it can be managed, but only if the person with this disorder is willing to change or willing to take the treatment. So another character that often classify, or you identify rather, with a narcissist is they react poorly to criticism, whether it is constructive criticism, whether it is actually meant to bring out the good in them, or you're just criticizing for criticizing sake. They cannot take criticism. These people cannot take criticism. And I know you know the reason already. It's because of how fragile their self-esteem is. You know, how fragile their ego is, how they feel they should be the alpha and omega. So if I'm seeing myself as the alpha and omega in my mind, why should I put out a work, a piece, a song, a poem, an art, a project or something, and you have the guts to criticize me? Like, who are you to criticize me? So you get stuff like that. So these people do not do well with criticism at all. In fact, they can even cut off us from such person after, of course, lashing you and making you feel like you are the nothing and they are everything. So that's another thing you want to watch out for. So I'll just go over that quickly again, so you have that down if you're jotting it down, or you just need to remember it for another day's sake. The first thing I said that you can associate with a narcissist is they expect special treatment, they manipulate others for personal gain, they lack self-awareness and accountability, they envy other people's success, and they react poorly to criticism. And I'll take the definition of who a narcissist is once again. We say a narcissist is someone with an inflated sense of self-importance, a deep need for admiration, they lack empathy, they may appear charming, confident and charismatic, but this is all a facade to hide their fragile ego. Yeah, so there you have it. So now that you know what a narcissist is, or who a narcissist is rather, and what are the characteristics that are associated to this personality disorder, I think we can proceed happily from here. So I know you have a lot of questions for me today on this episode, so I'm looking forward to your questions in the comment section. Let's grow and learn together. Please comment below. Have you encountered people like this? Are you someone like this yourself? Do you need help? Who knows, your next help might just be in the comment box below. So please feel free to comment your thoughts on this, your questions, your contributions, and anything of sorts. Thank you, and do not forget to also subscribe to our channel so you keep getting updates at Corner Spot, here on YouTube, and give this video a like. Yes, so we continue. So you might have encountered someone who constantly seeks attention, admiration and power, leaving you feeling drained and confused. That's likely a narcissist. Because this is also some of the ways they operate. It's like they take pleasure knowing that they are all in all and the other person is nothing, but they like to think they like to take pleasure from that thought, knowing they call the shots, they own they call the shot, they make things happen, and every other person is at their beck and call or at their mercy. And this can leave the other partner, especially somebody who is ignorant of what a narcissistic behavior is, it can leave them feeling drained, confused, like what's up with this guy or what's up with this girl, things like that. So how do these people operate? How does a narcissist operate? What are the telltale signs that you can pinpoint and said, oh my god, this dude is a narcissist, or this babe, she's a narcissist? What are the telltale signs? How do they operate? So narcissists use various tactics to control and manipulate. Remember when we listed their characteristics earlier, the major one is manipulation. Once they know they have you as a pawn on their chessboard, that's all. They tend to move you wherever, however, whenever, So narcissists use various tactics to control and manipulate. Some of it are gaslighting. So they would normally, frequently, obviously, all of the Lee words that can be associated with what I'm trying to say right now, use it to gaslight you. What is gaslighting? Gaslighting is distorting reality to confuse and doubt others. This is getting really serious and juicy. So something happens between you and a narcissist, or there is a situation, and definitely from all indication, let's say for instance, whatever happened is that the shirt is actually color blue. You know the shirt is color blue. The narcissist involved knows the shirt is color blue. But if a narcissist wants to gaslight you on top of this kind of situation, they would say everything possible, everything factual, try to concoct and cook up the story again to make you feel, oh my god, or am I the one mistaken? Was the shirt actually blue? Was it actually blue? Am I sure the shirt is actually blue? Or isn't it grey as it said? That is gaslighting. The moment you start having distorted reality about happenings and events around you, about situations, the moment you start feeling confused and you're in doubt, you are being gaslighted. And this is a major thing, or a major mode of operation of a narcissist. This is their thing. Like they know how to do this thing very well. They are master manipulators. So gaslighting is just a tip of the iceberg for them. So another way a narcissist operates is emotional blackmail. Like I said, it's not like the rest of the other humans that are not narcissists are saints. Please do not get me wrong. This video is not to diss them, or to say give them a tag or a label. Remember, I said it's a personality disorder. It's a mental health issue, and it can be treated, and at one point or the other, if we're going to be truthful, we all have emotionally blackmailed maybe our friends, our parents, family, spouse, relative to do one thing or the other, so this is not to say we all are saints while they are just the only bad people. No, it's a personality disorder. There are other types of personality disorder, really worst ones that other people are suffering from and managing and living with. But this just happens to be the one we're talking about today. So a narcissist will also emotionally blackmail you, aside manipulating you and gaslighting you. So emotional blackmail, like guilt tripping you to get what they want. They'll say things like, oh, but you were the one that made me do it. You actually said, if not for you, things, all those words that would come back to you, all those words that will link back to you, all those words that will be a you thing, so this is what they do. They emotionally blackmail you they emotionally blackmail you to guilt trip you, to get what they want. It's also a modus operandi for them. Another one we also have is what? Projection. A narcissist always projects. What do I mean by that? Projection. Accusing others of their own flaws. So this is some of the things, or these are some of the ways you'd be able to deduce and say, oh my god, I think this person is a narcissist. Or I think that's a very nasty narcissistic behavior that you just displayed right now. Even if you're not one, why are you behaving like a narcissist? Please stop it. You can veer from this kind of things, and know how to manage your relationships well. I don't mean just romantic relationships now, even relationship at work, with other people, your colleagues and your neighbors around. So they project. They would never, I repeat, read my lips, they will never take the blame for what they do. They don't accept their own flaws. They are perfect in their sight. Remember what I said about their inflated sense of, what did I call it again? Inflated sense of importance. Yes, inflated sense of importance. They are too full of themselves, so they never make flaws. These humans are perfect in their own eyes. They don't make any flaws. They don't commit any mistakes. We are the ones with the flaws. Every other person, they are the perfect ones, in their mind's eye. So this is what they are. So that's why they would always project and accuse other people of their flaws. It's always a you thing. If something goes wrong, it's you. If If they say something wrong, it's you that made them say it. If they do something wrong, you are the one that made them do it. If they treat you in some sort of way, it's because of how you treated them first. So it never comes to, oh, I'm sorry, okay, I'm actually wrong, I was rude to you earlier. Never. It will be, oh, it's because of the way you looked at me. If you didn't look at me like that, I wouldn't do that. Or it's because of the tone of your voice. If it didn't sound like that, I wouldn't respond back that way. So it's always a you thing. It's never their flaw. This is what we mean by they project or projection. Another way the narcissist operates, is love bombing. This is very common, so after you guys have had an argument, there's a fight that you're yet to settle, you're just there angry and mad, crying, trying to find out why he's always treating you this way or why she keeps playing with you like this. Then there goes another tactic of the narcissist to love bomb you. That's the moment they start giving you comments. We had an issue that perhaps sorry should fix, but instead of you to say sorry, you go ahead and get me a bouquet of flower. Like, how does that relate to it? It's like putting sugar in a pot of soup that has no business with sugar in the first place. What does a pot of soup have to do with you putting sugar? A pot of egusi soup, that's melon soup, for those of you that don't know what egusi soup is, because I know there are definitely some soups that you make that you add sugar to, but it's not like egusi soup. It needs salt, it needs your spices, not sugar. So you're trying to use another solution to fix a problem which that solution does not fit in for. They're trying to use another solution to fix a problem that solution does not fit in for. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So they love bomb you. They give you excessive compliments, flattery. They start giving you their attention just to gain your trust again. All of these are still tactics. So when you guys blow out and everybody is angry, you want to just keep your distance, and perhaps you're even thinking of quitting the relationship. They don't give you space. Why? Because of their love bombing. That's the time they're giving you attention. They are calling you. They'll start telling you and reminding you the first things that even made you fall in love with them in the first place, so they go love bombing you. Another thing is, or another way a narcissist operates is they're playing the victim team. They're playing the victim thing. They like shifting blame. Always. Like I said, just like what we said for the emotional blackmail, they will never agree to them. They shift the blame. They want your sympathy. You have to be the one saying sorry, always, not them. That is if they even get to say sorry at all. So they shift the blame. So what are the things you want to do when dealing with a narcissist? If you notice that this partner of yours, that you've had something good going for a long while or a short while, you suddenly notice, oh, this is who they are or this is what they do. How do you want to deal with them? Or if your boss at work is a narcissist, or your colleague, or someone in school, just someone around you that you're in a relationship with, any sort of relationship at all, and you have to deal with them. How do you relate? How do you deal with them? So this is some of the things I'm going to list that might help you, or that will actually help you if you put it into practice. The first one is you have to set clear boundaries. Remember, these people know exactly what they are doing. Even if it's a mental or a personality disorder, it's still within their control. It's their mind. Yes, a part of the mind is bad, it needs fixing, but it is still their mind. So you want to set clear boundaries. Have your no-go area, no matter what that is, or whatever that is going to be for you. Have it, and make sure you communicate it enough and firmly to the point that they understand. So I don't tell you when if I'm with you at work, we're working together in the same office and we're not in good terms or something, and you've been using my teacup for tea in the morning, and I want you to stop it because I'm not too cool with sharing my personal properties. Or perhaps I even brought you another cup, but still yet you won't use your cup. You come to my desk and take my teacup and use. If I want to tell you that, I won't tell you smiling. I won't tell you, hey Emily, please, can you stop using my teacup? I don't like sharing. No, I won't tell you like that. I'll tell you in a way that when you even remember the way I said it, you know, oh my God, I think Sophia is serious about that, or she actually doesn't really like it. I'll create a lasting impression. So your boundaries should be that firm and lasting. Also, it should have that lasting effect. So set clear boundaries. Avoid feeding their ego. This is something you can do. Don't give them opportunity to feel proud of themselves. Don't give them opportunity to delight in themselves and bask in their glory and bask in their ego. Don't give them. Avoid feeding their ego, whatever that would mean to them. If it means you not complimenting them, if it means you not responding to them when they even say hurtful things to you, because they have that mode of operation. Also, they want to get to you. So if they notice words gets to you, they'll say things. If they notice a particular kind of action gets to you, they'll do it to your face. Trust me. So you just have to set your clear boundaries when you're in any sort of relationship with these people, or interaction with them. Set your clear boundaries. Avoid feeding their ego. Another thing is, don't take their behavior personally. This is the first thing I should have even said. Don't take it personally. Remember, it's a disorder. These people are not normal. They are not normal. They are not like you. You wouldn't do that to a person because your mind is functioning well, but a part of their mind needs help. So don't take their behavior personally. Also, watch out for inconsistencies. Watch out for inconsistencies. These people are not consistent with their words, no, with their actions, no. So watch out for inconsistencies and don't let it bother you. Just when it comes, when it doesn't, just let it go. It's a mental disorder. They need help, so treat it as such. Also, for your own sake, maintain emotional distance. I can only say this for people who are not emotionally involved or invested, because if you are emotionally involved and invested already, there's no way you can maintain emotional distance. You can only try to cut it down, and you're even hurting yourself, except you don't even genuinely love that person. But if you do, that feeling is already there, but you can still get it managed. So for those that are actually in a romantic relationship with a narcissist, how can you deal with them? If you're in a relationship with a narcissist, be cautious of intense instant connections. You know what I said, they are charming from their definition, confident, charismatic, but all those is a max. So be cautious of intense instant connections. You just met this guy today, or you just met this lady today, or you like her vibe, she likes your vibe, you guys are vibing well, there's a green light, boom, you guys are all chatty, you are arranging dates, you're jumping from Uber to Uber, you're doing things together. Just be careful. Now, another thing is, you have to recognize emotional abuse when you see it, because this is one of their strongest points. Remember, they are manipulators, so you might not even know you're being manipulated. So you might want to bring in a third party, even though we advise limitations of interaction with third party when you're in a relationship, because it's two, not a trial thing, except of course you people are triple dating yourself or double dating, because I don't even know what to call that. So but for your own sake, you might not realize you're being manipulated or you're being abused already. So you might want to tell a third party who is at a vintage point, he or she's not in the relationship with you guys, he knows you and he knows the person, so he can tell you, oh no, you're being emotionally abused, oh no, you're being physically abused, or you're being mentally drained. So recognize emotionally abused, and one way to do that, I said, is by inviting a third party. Another thing you want to do is, don't try to change them. It's not your place to change them. It's not your place. Leave that for the therapist to do. Just try to communicate to them as much as possible that they need to get help, and if they are willing to get help, fine. Let them book therapy section, visit the psychiatrist, psychologist, whoever they need to see, Also, consider seeking self-support. You want to have support. You want to have support. Don't totally depend on these people. They might act in a very worst, crazy way you would never see coming. They always think they are smart, but they are not smart. They are actually cunning. So they act in cunning ways. That's not being smart. That's being cunning. So just be careful and always make sure you have self-support. So in conclusion, we are just going to reiterate what we've started saying, of who a narcissist is. Trust me, it's a personality disorder. It's a mental disorder. It can be managed. It can be treated. So this is not the end of the life or end of the road for these persons. Please do well to remember that when treating them or interacting with them, do not take their behavior personally. Do not take their behavior personally, please. Also, understanding narcissistic behavior can help you protect yourself and others already. Be aware, like we said, set boundaries, prioritize your well-being. Don't hesitate to seek help if you need help. Don't hesitate to reach out to people, call for help, just let them know what is going on. There is nothing that can thrive in secrecy. Once it gets exposed to light, everything will also always definitely have a solution once it gets exposed to light. So that is all we have for you today on who a narcissist is and how they operate and how you should deal and interact with them when you're in a relationship or even if you just know them. Don't forget, I'm your go-to host for all things relationship, love and dating, and this is Kanasport. Don't forget to give us a like and please drop your comments, drop your contribution. Like I said, drop your suggestion, drop your experience. Let's learn and share together, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. This is Kanasport and I am Sophia. Bye.